It's time for the end of the year wrap up. We take a look back at 2024 today. Yo, I'm Adrienne, longtime Florida realtor, and I'm here to help you get your Florida life. Happy Wednesday, everyone. If you're new here, new videos come out every Wednesday. Now, one note, if you've been around this channel for a while, I never miss. I've been doing this since April of 2023. Every Wednesday you get a video. Next week is Christmas. I will not be putting out a video on Christmas. Obviously, I make these videos sometimes a little bit ahead, but I feel like on Christmas we can all take a real estate day off and the days beforehand eat some cookies. So I will be back January 1st. With predictions for 2025. That will be my second annual because I'm doing this through 2 New Years. So I'm excited to have a second annual something, and we can talk about what I see ahead for real estate in 2025. Lots of things there. If you want to follow along, you can always subscribe. If you hit the bell next to it, it notifies you when a new video is coming out. I do have a lot of big plans for 2025. So go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell, and you'll get to follow along with all of them. Now, let's take a look back at 2024. A lot happened in Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte and Charlotte County, which is our county in general. To start with, and I cover a lot of this stuff has been covered in past videos, so if there's something I hit on and you think I would like more information on that, search my channel. It's likely there's a video on almost everything I'm going to bring up today. In fact, the first thing we're going to talk about is this is the first year of Sunseeker. I talked about that last week. It's been an interesting year. Frankly, watching Sunseeker get built over many years was very interesting. Everybody has different opinions on it. Sunseeker is at least interesting no matter you like it, you don't like it. It's at certain points I have definitely thought to myself, while it was being built, are they going to finish this? How are they going to finish it? They finished it at the end of 2023, and now we've had a year of it. It's been an interesting year. I feel like a little less melodramatic than we thought it would be, but there's a lot yet to come with that. We'll see what happens. So South Punta Gorda has had a lot of announcements of development. We have Toll Brothers bringing in Willow. Heritage Landing is growing and growing. And all of that has motivated some commercial buildings in there. Commercial shopping center was announced with Panera Bread, Chick-fil-A, a bunch of other stores. I obviously focus on what I'm going to have for lunch, so those are the ones I remember. I know there's a mattress store because there's been a lot of jokes that, of course, there's a mattress store. So a lot going on in South Punta Gorda. The real estate market has been consistently not great all year. We have had a lot of inventory all year long, single family homes and condos. Condos we'll talk about in a second. Single family homes, we've had more inventory than we've had buyers almost all year. Certain segments of the market, we've seen a little push, gotten a little better, but it's still a little rough. We've had a couple of very obvious issues working against the real estate market this year. The election, every election year, people want to wait to see who wins the election. The election is over now. We had 2 hurricanes. They don't help. They don't kill our market typically, but they don't help in general, obviously. We saw more flooding than I've ever seen. I have a neighbor who's been here since the 30s, and he has never seen anything like this. So it doesn't help to have that. Some people did have, since that happened, put their homes on the market who might not have. Some buyers I know are getting some great deals out of this. It really depends on how you look at the market, but we've had a tough year real estate market wise. A lot of the country has also had a tough year. Interest rates are higher. Now, we do have big segments of our market where interest rates are more of a nuisance than really, when you're buying a second home or when you're retiring, that's certainly, you look at interest rates, but it's much different than areas that are full on first-time home buyers or second-time home buyers who really need those rates to be low to complete the deal. A lot of people down here There's still that segment of the population, but when you get to the retirees and the second home buyers, what their concern is, they can sell their house up north if need be. So they need those interest rates to attract buyers all over. So the whole country has had some real estate market issues, and we are definitely not an exception. Now, condos have been the toughest, and that I don't think is the interest rates, because we get a lot of cash buyers in condos. We've had 9 to 10 months the whole year of condos, which is way high. It's a very strong buyer's market. But there were a lot of things enacted all at once in at the end of 2022 that are still hitting us. We had Hurricane Ian in 2022 that hit most of the state. Before that, Surfside happened in Miami. That's that, if you remember, that condo complex that fell. A lot of the condos around here don't even, we don't have a lot of high rises. We did have something called the milestone report come into play for high rises. So some of them do need a milestone report. You have to be 25 years or older and have over three or more floors to need that. But it's a little bit different than when you live in a big city and every other building is a high rise. However, because a lot of our buyers come from out of town, all they hear is Florida condos are a mess. I'm going to tell you, I've had Florida condo buyers over the last year, and they're doing great. So you really just need to know what's out there and really what the rules are, not just what you hear out in the news. We can find these things out. Speaking of things in the news, we also had this year the NAR Settlement. That's the National Association of Realtors. They have come out and said every buyer, before they see a home, they have to sign and agree to a certain commission. It's different for anybody. It's not a certain commission, but that's the point. You have to agree with your agent on how much you are going to pay them. Now, sellers are often, because we are in a buyer's market, sellers are often still paying this commission. It was the biggest news for the longest time. This was going to happen. Oh, I'll tell you, amongst my real estate friends, a bunch of us was just talking about how it was so, oh my gosh, this is going to be the hardest thing ever. And how is anybody going to ever work it out? And it's going to be crazy. Since then, it's been a little bit more paperwork, a little bit more discussion. I don't think it's dramatically bad, at least for most of my customers, because we have very educated buyers and sellers around here, or at least my customers are very educated. I can speak for them because I educate them. And it just becomes down to the net in and out, which it was always about how much you were going to pay when you were a buyer ultimately, and how much you were going to bring in as a seller. Same thing. And once people start to see it play out, we've seen it play out, but as more and more people see it play out, it's going to just become old hat and way less interesting than the news media really wanted you to believe. But that happened this year, stressed a lot of people out. So it's been a year of, I don't want to say hits, but it hasn't been the easiest. Next year, we're hoping things are nice and smooth. I do think there's a lot of potential for next year to start seeing us go up a little bit. I will talk more about that in the predictions, but I do have some evidence of optimism. I will talk to you about that on January 1st. I hope if you celebrate Christmas, you have a Merry Christmas. If not, I hope you have a happy December 25th. I will see you in 2025.